We mentioned earlier that at the Midi weekend, this is a historic sports car weekend as we watch John Morton in that BRE liveried 46 car. Every year at this event, a racing legend is honored, and this is the 40th anniversary of John Morton's win in a BRE Datsun here at Road Atlanta, an SCCA National Championship victory. We asked my buddy Elliot Forbes Robinson to take a few moments and sit with John, just kind of reminisce about some of those glory days. Elliot, you raced against John Morton a lot of times over the years. Here's a portion of that conversation this weekend.
First time I came to Atlanta, 1970. Yeah. And I finished the runoffs. I finished fourth. You won the race. We'd run against in the West Coast the whole year, and then just came back here. And was that your first time to Atlanta?
I got a little jump start because we came and ran a regional race about a month before the runoff just to learn the track. And the Z car had failed to finish every race except the last two. It was a very fast car, but very fragile. But we were changing engines every half hour at that time.
Oh, man.
And, but it was a good car, and that was kind of the beginning of, well, you won in a Z car too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I won a championship a few years later. I did that, but that year I had a little bit slower car than you, and it didn't work out quite so well. And as I remember, that was an awful tough weekend because the fact is when we got here it was like 4 degrees, and by race time it was about 75, but it was really cold and you couldn't get anything working the first day. We were towing our car around the paddock in the morning to warm it up because we couldn't turn it over. Then here we are with you in a little car this weekend, which has got to be a lot different to drive after you've driven all these other prototype cars and some great history cars too as well.
Yeah, these little cars can be very frustrating. It's like old dogs in a new trick.
Our Mazda momentum. It was great to see John Morton and to have a chance to talk with him, and I'm sure you enjoyed the chat with him as well.
Always do. John's a great guy. I've actually co-driven in cars with John Morton, and great guy to work with, great guy to drive with, and an excellent driver.
Great race going on here at Road Atlanta. For the lead, Matt Pombo swings to the inside of Lionel Kent. He takes it back.
And that's the draft working down that straight. But look how many cars we've got in a row now. Everybody's there. And Rampelberg now is right there on these guys, as well as Carpenter. We've got a good group up here now.
Your leader again is Pombo. He opens up 3 car lengths on the car of Lionel Kent. Justin Piscatel third in the DAMG 89 car. And there's Rampelberg in car number 4, the VIR winner, the season opener winner, up to 4th. 13 laps are complete. We're just about halfway, maybe a little past halfway in this timed event.
And now it's getting really good. We've got everybody together, and it's all the players. The fast guys are up there together, and we're going to see what happens. Unfortunately, we had Macasian has dropped back a little bit here, and we've had some other folks, but this group here has got some really good talent.
Oh, trouble. The 23 goes around on the front straightaway. Everybody able to sneak by. Trouble for that car, and that will bring out the caution flag. The 23, the machine of Jimmy Burke. That's the team car to Matt Pombo's machine.
Yeah, that was a heck of a ride coming down. Oh, it looks like they got together a little bit. Yeah, a little tap in the back and around. But you know, he's just so lucky he didn't hit one of those walls, because that can happen easy.
On board with Tim Probert in the 26 car, one of the Alara entries. It looks like he might have gotten chopped coming off that corner.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's hard to tell when they were coming because you did not see the other car on the outside of him. Burke, you could not see at that time.
So Jimmy Burke goes around, no contact with the wall for the lead. Kent back around Pombo.
And it looked like there was some contact there. So these guys are doing a little rubbing and having a good race here. But boy, it's close. It's surprising to see him get by so soon up the straightaway. Usually it's later on the straight by the time you make your move.
Top 4 have separated a little bit from 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Now some action a little further back in the second group. And one car in trouble, the 68 machine. That's Michael Vitarelli from New York in the AMG car. He's gone around, gotten into the tire barrier, knocked the rearview mirror off that car, dented up some of the bodywork, but he's back underway. And here's another look at Vitarelli's spin.
Same thing we saw earlier, but this one he didn't go straight in. It came in all the way around and went into the side. And again, came up, and this curve on the inside does throw you out. And boy, it lifts that right side of the car off the ground. And when it does that, if you don't have the car straight enough, it's going to come around.
Once they unload, you're not going to save them pretty much.
Not when you got 2 tires off the ground, then it comes back down again. It's very difficult to do unless you've actually made the correction before it comes down.
Uphill through the S's, exiting the S's, heading to the final right-hander, which dumps you onto the backstretch here at Road Atlanta. Lionel Kent back in front of Pombo. Piscatel is third, and one more car in trouble. That's the 14 of Mark Carpenter who gets out of shape and into the tires.
Boy, he was doing so good, too. That is just such a shame. This is another place, but the problem in this corner is, maybe we can see it in a replay if we have one. As you come around that corner, if you hit the exit curb on that, it tends to throw you back across, and you have to be careful there.
Carpenter out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's get on board with him.
Yeah, see, he got up on that outside curb. When it did, it unsettled the car, and it just came around on him. And, you know, these guys up front are good enough drivers that they would catch normal things. But, boy, when you get a car up on a curb, it sometimes does stuff that you are not ready for.
The GGS Technical Publications car of Carpenter qualified fifth and had been running very well. Kent is your leader, but Pombo has hardly thrown in his cards. Much more to come here at Road Atlanta. We'll be back.